Welcome to this presentation of the funnel strategy for the Knot Company. This is the completion of the requirement for Module 4 of MCO 307, which is a class taught by Professor Quick. My name is Super Corley, and I'm a student in that class, and happy to share this information with you this morning. There actually are two components to the discussion. One is a preview or a sharing of a summary, really, of the business that is known as the Knot Company, and then going into some information sharing on the funnel of social media, transitioning populations from just seekers to actually loyal followers of the company. So we'll start out this morning with a little review, give you some insight and background on the Knot Company. So the Knot Company was founded as a specialist developer of plant-based food substitutes. Knotco's initial product in Chile was Knot Mayo, which was quickly followed by Knot Milk. Knot Mayo is the product that, in fact, brought the Knot Company to my attention a year or so ago, and we are now regular consumers of Knot Mayo here in Chile. Now, the product line, in addition to those two products, includes Knot Ice Cream, Knot Meat, and Knot Burger. Other products that are being developed include Knot Steak, Knot Chicken, and Knot Tuna. And right away, you should get the sense that the Knot Company is a little different than other companies in this industry, in that the product line is broader than that typically in companies that jump into this arena. It's not just a dairy thing, it's also meat, and now they're looking at Knot Tuna. So that's a completely different spread than you normally see for businesses of this type. Over the past couple of years, the company has moved into unicorn status as venture capitalists like Jeff Bezos have ponied up to the table with some $350 million in funding. That's not a huge amount necessarily by US standards, but for a company like this, they're doing pretty well in the venture capital arena. A major differentiator that you see from other of its competitors is that AI has been used in developing the products, which of course gives them a leg up on the accuracy in the desired product, and also it decreases any new product development time. Some history here. The Knot Company got going in Chile in 2015. Opened its US subsidiary in 2020, and along the way, there are other subsidiaries in Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, and Colombia. These are all companies that have a facing on Instagram, which is my focus for the social media program within the Knot Company, though the Knot Company does have a face on other social media platforms. Each country that I listed in the previous slide has a Knotco presence, but is in a semi independent way, because the US side is a little different than the others. I consider to be a little bit better developed. I chose to focus on Knotco in the US. The Knot Company's presence on Instagram in the US, Knotco US, is a great place to see the origin and the evolution of the company illustrated. The landing page contains posts that are mainly attributed to the company, with new posts going up several times a week. So there's a lot of posts that are out there that have accumulated. The artwork that's illustrated on these posts has been professionally designed, and they look like well-done marketing materials that you might see elsewhere. In addition to the posts, there are also hot links to other company videos, reels, which are recipe videos, and user videos. And in the center of the page, landing page, there's a row of deeper dive selections, which I'll show you right now. This is actually a an image of the landing page for NotCo US on Instagram. Of course, there's a little bit of a blurb right here, but not much. And then as I said, in the middle section of the page right here, these are hot links to pursue down some information on followers here. They're called not followers, of course, is a play on their brand. Find us, which is where you find NotCo products actually available for sale. Of course, this is on the management team. Some great press clippings in here on NotCo. It's gotten a lot of good press over the last couple of years. Individual products, in special situations where products are being used, and a hot link into a marketing campaign, and it's actually a program that sort of runs right through the corporation called Why Not? Then a little further down on the post, the landing page, you can, of course, the default is the posts. Then there's also the reels, which are the recipes that I mentioned, videos, which are user videos, and tagged. These are postings that a follower made on another page referencing the Not company. The company posts follow that, and this is only the top of the available posts that are there. The first one over here to the left is always the most recent posting that has been made by the company. And then they're all following down there through dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of posts that have accumulated over the lifetime of this landing page. NotCo US on Instagram has about 15,000 followers, which is not a huge number. And just by comparison to within itself, NotCo in Chile has about 150,000 followers, and the population of Chile, of course, is like 7% of what the US population is. So the disparity there is obvious, but nonetheless, the NotCo US Instagram site is a great one to have a look at. Since the posts are on the landing page are primarily sourced by the company, most of the communication with seekers is through reaction comments to those posts. So of course, this is really not a two-way communication, but it is communication nonetheless. The comments, or responses probably is a better term, counts for a typical post by the company are about 100 follower comments, or up to as many as 2,000 follower responses for any given company post. Of course, the 2,000 number is an outlier. Very few of the posts get anything like that kind of a response from followers. The definition of the conversion point on Instagram is something that we need to agree upon. Got my own opinion, and it's probably subject to other input, but I believe that since the Not company is essentially a food supplier with an artificial intelligence twist, the conversion point on Instagram is really the consumption and not just the purchase of the product. Only someone who consumes NotCo products can really appreciate what the company is selling. Thus, seekers will need to locate, purchase, and consume before they can say that they have truly joined the converted. The funnel, upside down pyramid to me, but the funnel nonetheless, of course, starts out with a broad sweep of the population, everybody who's out looking around, browsing, seeking for information on Instagram or any other social media site. First point, of course, is awareness, so that you at least are aware that the existence of this particular product or company, and then falling down through the other steps of interest, evaluation, conversion, loyal, and advocacy. Awareness. NotCo US has several marketing ideas that are present in its Instagram site that contribute to awareness. There are number of posts, in fact, probably the vast majority of the posts in Instagram relate to taste, texture, and usability of NotCo products. And of course, the company reports that these products are unparalleled in their taste, texture, and usability. A second thread that runs through the posts is the use of artificial intelligence, which ensures that the consumers of this product will be happy with what they get. There's another thread that runs through their social media site, including Instagram, and that is that the continued use of animal products in human consumption is a threat to the environment. So they have a global climate change spin on in a number of cases. Of course, particularly beef is guilty in that the beef industry consumes huge amounts of land in countries around the world. Trees are lost in large quantities to give way for animal industry, husbandry. And of course, particularly cows contribute to global warming in the production of huge amounts of methane gas. And they just want you to know that NotCo is an environmentally aware and global climate sensitive organization. With great visuals and messaging, these messages are present in the Instagram site to attract the attention of browsers and seekers. That's obviously the first thing you have to do as you gain awareness in the general public. These messages are also reinforced outside of social media to a limited degree with outdoor advertising. There is a supporting marketing program called Why Not, which is also introduced on the Instagram site to draw the attention of seekers with the message of why not give us a try. This to me helps to induce the seeker to move on to the consideration step, the next step in the funnel. Though all of this stimulus is meant to move the seeker to gaining more information about NotCo product idea and to give some serious consideration of what it's all about. Some examples that they are environmentally aware. Here's a post illustrated where the cow has been taken out of the equation. There's a post that shows that they've got the best milk that isn't, just one of those topics that's explored there. About the AI, there's a number of postings that specifically revolve around AI. And by the way, they have been so involved in AI that they have given their AI engine the name Giuseppe. So if you run across the name Giuseppe in any of the Not Company literature, it's not referring to a member of their management team, but to their artificial intelligence engine. And you can see here, these are actually, I believe that this is a representation of the ingredients that go into not milk, because there's a slice of pineapple there and some spinach, and I know those are parts of the ingredient list. But showing you that these products are thrown into the mix and somehow or another they come out with a product that closely resembles cow milk. Another thing is that not milk particularly, it's not just something that you drink out of a glass, but it's also used in cooking. And of course, when it's used in cooking, it has to meet the general expectations about milk that is being used in cooking. And also it's being used in shared as a coffee creamer or a milk substitute for companies like Starbucks, who are starting to use it in their locations. At least in Chile, I believe that's where the current pilot is. And as I said, there's a small but limited reinforcement of that awareness through getting the message out. Here we've got a Times Square sign that the company put up that brings that Not Milk brand to the fore. It's been widely used, and I got this out of their press section of the Instagram site, but it's actually also, there's a post about this signage as well. So The step after awareness, of course, is showing real interest and consideration. The best messages that NotCo gives to casual browsers are user reviews and non-biased public messaging that will encourage them to get a greater degree of consideration to the product. On the NotCo Instagram site, or the NotCo US Instagram site, I really should be saying, user reviews come in two ways. One, of course, there's all those comments made to NotCo's posts, and there's a second way in the user-produced reviews in the form of videos are shared on the Instagram site as a completely separate set of media. Of course, comments on those posts can be both positive and negative. In NotCo's case, and I don't know how extreme this is, but a very large proportion of the comments are positive. Some of them are about the user experience, the best milk substitute ever. There were a few negative comments that I was able to discover. The most pronounced one probably was about possible food allergies subject to certain people who might want to consume the products. But as I pointed out in that previous slide, I believe one of the ingredients in nut milk is pineapple, and apparently, and I didn't know this before now, apparently some folks are allergic to pineapple. And I also found, this is really extreme, I believe, a negative comment that was made about the non-reusable packaging used in the distribution of not meat. Non-reusable packaging, of course, sounding a little bit hypocritical for a company that supposedly is sensitive to climate and the economic and social problems that are faced as a result of non-reusable packaging around the world. Now, the thing about this one is that it was about the problem with not meat, and the post was about not milk, and it was on a site in the US, and the primary, and I believe the only widely distributed product is not milk, so there probably wasn't the place for this person, and I'm not sure their country of origin, but there wasn't the only place for them to make a complaint about not meat, so there probably weren't too many other folks on the not milk sort of spin of things looking at this particular negative comment. So all in all, the followers seem to be very much in alignment on the desirability of the product, which to me, while it's a little passive perhaps on the part of the Not company, but still is a definite way to get people through the interest and consideration step, because there's so much positive spin going on from the broader community. For instance, this is a clip further down than I showed at the beginning of the posts from the landing page. And I've highlighted here one of the posts here. This is actually a user posting that was brought up out of the user video section by the company, by the moderators of this Instagram page, and given a banner of mind-blowing review, which is exactly the banner that they put on all of these influencer type videos that are brought forward and used with the other, excuse me for a minute, and used to bring up positive user comments from the consumer and follower community. The mind blower thing, or mind-blowing part of the banner, is also a subtle reference to a user, an advertising campaign. So the users are being denoted as a mind-blowing review, but it's also a subtle reference to their own marketing campaign. The next step, of course, is real evaluation and intent. So once the seeker is really interested in evaluating the product, NotCo has provided a couple of ways to foster this intent. So after you've seen that, anyway, so the first question that a seeker who is interested in taking the evaluation to the next level is, where can I get the product? That's got to be, you know, now that you've seen that information, you've got to be curious about it. Where can I get my hands on it? So what better information to give to this evaluator than showing them where they can get it? NotCo's web pages produce a map highlighting nearby locations based upon the user's geographic location. So I was on the NotCo US web page when I did that. I asked, where's my local sources for the NotCo products, and it came back with this, which correctly identified my neighborhood here in Viña del Mar, Chile. And it located, so obviously the behind the scenes somewhere there are connections between the various national web pages and media sites, but this one came through, and now if I didn't know before, I would know exactly where I can go, and even there's information about what products are carried and how many different products. Of course, in the US, that's very limited compared to what we have here in Chile. This step to get locations requires that the seeker step out of the Instagram environment and navigate to NotCo's webpage. So this is the only time in my thinking through this that this is the case, but I'm guessing that someone who is seriously looking at the product through online resources would be willing to take this step. Then there is the conversion step. While a seeker could use the map previously locating neighborhood retailers to purchase NotCo products and do a self-motivated conversion through buying and trying, NotCo has an alternative through some more thoughtful opportunities to convert. These opportunities include free tastings of NotCo products and food trucks that show up in various urban neighborhoods. The idea there, of course, is that once you try it, you will like it, you've been converted. So this is some of the postings referring to those. So these first two are a couple of free milk giveaways, postings about those programs. And the third one over here to the right is an instance of where they're promoting their food truck. Have seen more information about the food trucks in other postings. I know for sure that the food trucks are running around in Manhattan, and I saw one as well in Miami. So I'm gathering that they are probably mostly urban focused, but still they give a big part of the population the opportunity to get really close and personal with the product. Now, this is the last two steps in the funnel are loyalty and advocacy. Typically loyalty programs, and I was involved with loyalty programs when I was working for Citibank many years ago. So I know all about supermarket loyalty programs, and typically, of course, you have to sign up for a loyalty program before they mean anything. And in those cases, the supermarkets use a loyalty card as their trigger to collect your personal information. Unfortunately, NotCo has not included tactics to encourage loyalty. They have developed ones that encourage advocacy. So there is a contact us function that allows them to collect name and email address, but of course this is sort of like going to the help desk. The intention is for one-time use only. The seeker is not signing up for any program. Thus, there is never any way for information, special recognition, special offers to flow out from NotCo to potential loyal members of the program. But on the loyalty advocacy side, there is quite a bit of this. I probably mentioned earlier that some of the postings that are responses from followers to NotCo postings are brought out and shared on the landing page of Instagram US. This one is one instance. Then these folks to the right, this is another mind-blowing review, but these folks are influencers. They've been doing this for a while. Of course, the typical Instagram posting, everybody's smiling and happy, and the two couldn't be the best couple in the world. Getting used to that idea. So they produced, of course, a video. It was originally on the user video section, but it's been elevated forward and has become a feather in their hat, because now they're on the front page of the Instagram US site, which of course is exactly what influencers want, other than also getting paid for their participation to the marketing of this particular product. While this kind of activity does encourage a kind of loyalty, certainly from influencers and other serious followers, it certainly does not perform a joiner function. So, in conclusion, the NotCo Instagram site gives seekers lots of information to tickle their fancy, dig deep into the philosophy and motivations of the company to understand how the NotCo products are made. It also tells them where and which NotCo products are sold, and they can gain some insight into NotCo's ethics and philosophy. And finally, they have the opportunity to have their own feedback received, reviewed, and elevated within NotCo's social media. One big fail is that there is no joiner function, as I pointed out, which is a necessary piece of any loyalty program. Big challenge, maybe an answer to why there's no big joiner program, is that there's a problem in the US particularly, in that there is not a strong retailer location penetration. While lots of US supermarket chains now carry NotCo products, none of the big national, or what I consider the big national chains, have picked up the NotCo products as of now. The regional and national chains like Whole Foods that do carry NotCo products fall into a niche category for me. NotCo should, in my view, should not be isolated into that niche. As long as they stay in that niche, then I think the broader loyalty value of a broader loyalty program just probably isn't there just yet.